9 officials of the Kenya Power Company, the KPLC, have been detained for the next 8 days to pave way for investigations into possible negligence and terrorism acts. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions told a court in Kahawa that the 9 failed to take action to remedy vandalized electricity transmission towers, a situation believed to have led to the collapse of 4 of them and subsequent national power outage. This as top government officials, led by Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i, held a meeting to review the state of the energy infrastructure with proposals to declare them as, quote, protected areas. Let's get more from our very own Sam Gituku.
A week after the national power outage occasioned by the fallen towers in Imara Daima here in Nairobi, 9 staffers of the Kenya Power were arraigned, the prosecution seeking 21 days to hold them, pending conclusion of investigations. The 9 are Acting General Manager in charge of Network Management, Raphael Ndolo Kimeu, David Kamau Mutitu, who is Chief Engineer in charge of Transmission and Distribution, George Kipkoech Koril, a Chief Engineer, and Julius Karani Mwaniki, an Assistant Engineer. Others were Security Manager Geoffrey Kipkirui Kigen, Technician Anthony Gadi Njaramba, Martin Musyoki, a Senior Security Officer for Nairobi Region, Joshua Mangeni, a driver, and Peter Musyoki Kithusia, who is a Chief Security Officer at the company.
The state admits that
the 9 are being investigated for sabotage and commission of terrorist attack. The DPP, relying on Prevention of Terrorism Act, which defines a terrorist act as, among other things, an act or threat of action which interferes or disrupts the provision of essential or emergency services. The DPP detailing in court that on the 9th of December 2021, a report was made at the ICD police station by administration police officers that a tower number 7 on the Kiambere-Embakasi transmission line had been vandalized. The same was reported to Kenya Power, and that Kenya Power management took no action on the reports. Investigators believe that because of the failure to take action, more vandalism occurred on 4 other towers, leading to their collapse on the 11th of January this year. The investigating officer in his affidavit says as a result, essential and emergency services were disrupted. It is on this basis the investigators termed the actions of those in court as constituting an act of terror. Magistrate Boaz Ombewa allowed 8 days to the prosecution.
8 days, that should be sufficient for the IO or the investigating agency to conclude investigations. Primarily, the reason I dwell with is not necessarily the actual interference, but the likelihood is a reason.
linking these Kenya power outages to terrorism, the country is likely to suffer, because the international community is likely to say, now the war from Lamu, terrorism have struck the heart, the core, the energy sector of our country.
During the 8 days, the investigators hope to record statements from various witnesses at the Kenya Power and analyze data from digital and electronic gadgets of those detained. DPP's affidavit states that the probe may include serious economic crimes, while independent engineers may be called to review the fallen towers for a better understanding of what happened. In the meantime, a high-level meeting attended by CS's Fred Matiang'i of Interior and Monica Juma of Energy, Energy PS Gordon Kihalangwa, chairpersons and managing directors of Kenya Power and Ketraco, and Deputy Inspector General Nur Gabo was held Wednesday. Top on the agenda was the state of investigations into what is believed to be sabotage and a review of the security situation of the energy infrastructure. The meeting is said to have discussed a proposal to declare energy infrastructure as protected areas that would allow use of maximum force to secure them. With such a declaration, a special police unit would be mandated to man the infrastructure, while national government administrative officials would be tasked with a responsibility to monitor them. And as action begins against the 9 officials from the Kenya Power, the investigating officers are promising that more action will be taken in the coming days against officials of higher rank at the institution for what they may have done or failed to do to preempt that national crisis of 11th of January. Sam Gituku, TV, at the Kahawa Law Courts.